Good morning, friends. Happy Friday. How are you? I hope that some of you can hop on here live with me, and I hope that I'll be able to see the comments. But if not, I will come back and answer any questions later. I've been getting so many messages about Whole30. So I decided to come on before Christmas and give you some tips. And I'm going to suggest some things for you to do before we start on January 2nd. So my recommendation to you is to make a plan, and then the week after Christmas, so that magical week between Christmas and New Year's, take Edie's Made for More workshop, and your goal for that week, aside from her workshop, if you're going to do the Whole30 and if you're going to do the lymph challenge, is to make a plan. Good morning. You will be much more successful if you go into this with a plan, a grocery list, a menu plan, and already having done grocery shopping before January 2nd. So I have a long list of tips. I will try, after the video's over in the next few days, I'll try to type these up for those people that can't watch a whole video. I'm gonna try to not talk forever and ever because I know that's hard to watch a long video. But some of these things are just better to chat about than to type out in a long message. So first of all, the book, it starts with food. You do not have to have the book. I am going to read the book, and I will be sharing like nuggets with you guys through the month. The first time I did Whole30, which was January of 2016, I listened to this on audiobook, and I would listen to it as I was doing like meal prep in the kitchen. I hate cooking, you guys. So this book kept me motivated because it was telling me all the things that food was doing to my body, the science behind it. So if you like reading and if you want to know why we are eliminating certain foods that are inflammatory, certain foods that do this to your body, you will enjoy this book. It's not, you don't have to have this book to do the Whole30, but if you want a book, It Starts With Food is written by the two people who created the Whole30 plan. Here's a tip. Don't call it a diet. It's not a diet. Put away your scale. The goal here is not weight loss. So this book was written by Dallas and Melissa Hartwig. He's a functional medicine practitioner. He's also a certified sports nutritionist, a licensed physical therapist. Both of them are medical professionals. And it's just great, but it's not, you don't have to have it to do the Whole30. So that's the first thing I wanted to share. Several people have asked me, do I have to have the book? You don't have to have the book. But if you fit into that category of people who want something to read, and if that is motivating for you, it's a great book. Okay, let's jump into my tips. These are not in any kind of order. I just wanted to kind of get them all in one place and help you create a plan before January 2nd. That is my biggest tip, honestly, is do not wait till January 2nd and be like, I don't know what I'm gonna eat. And oh my goodness, then you wake up on January 5th and you're like, I have this lunch date, I have this dinner out, I have this birthday party. All of those things are gonna happen. So sorry, the sun is kind of weird in my face. All of those things are going to happen, but when you have a plan ahead of time, it makes it easier. You know, you've already made the decision. Okay, when I get to this birthday party, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna eat, and this is what I'm not gonna eat. So have a plan, and that is up to you. I can't do that for you. I don't know your calendar. I don't know your family's preferences. I don't know what you're gonna cook. I don't know what your grocery store has on sale, you know. And you've got to take some responsibility, right? Like, taking responsibility for your own health is how you're going to be successful at this. So I can't do that part for you. This has to be a priority for you, right? When I started Whole30, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I was sort of at a rock bottom place with my health. And I just got to a point, honestly, where I was like, I am so tired of feeling like crap, like junk. And it's a daily choice. Do I want the cookie or do I want to feel good? I would even suggest you write that down. Do I want this soda or do I want to feel good? And do I want to have a more vibrant life, full of energy, able to live out the life God has given me? It's a choice every time. Do I want this bowl of ice cream or do I want to feel good? Okay, so before January 2nd, I want you to find some recipes. The Whole30 website is fantastic, whole30.com. Whole30 Recipes on Instagram is an account created by the Whole30 people, and all it is one recipe after another. I have started a Pinterest board full of Whole30 recipes. So if you go find Candace Crabtree on Pinterest, look at my boards. There's one that I've called Whole30. I've started pinning recipes. You can search on Pinterest, Whole30 dinner, Whole30 breakfast, whatever, and start making your list now and look for things that you think that you or your family will eat. You may not be bringing your family on this journey, and that's fine. That's a whole nother topic, probably for another day. Depends on the age of your kids. It can get hard. when I started my health journey, my kids were older. It's really hard to get teenagers to get on board. So I have done this for me. This has been something that I've done for my own life transformation. And now I'm a better mom, wife, leader, because I feel good, because I'm eating well. Okay, so find some recipes, make a list. If you don't want to put them by date, like January 2nd, we're going to eat this. Just make a master list of breakfast ideas, lunch ideas, dinner ideas, snack ideas. Then I want you to look at your calendar, and I want you to look at the whole month of January, and I want you to find the places where you know it's going to be a challenge. Do you have birthdays coming up? Do you have a trip coming up? Do you have a lunch scheduled with your girlfriends? Do you have a lunch scheduled for work? Do you know that every day when you walk into your office, if you work out of the home and you know that you walk in and they always have donuts sitting there, like look at your calendar and know what your challenges are going to be and make a plan for those challenges. Somebody asked me the other day, she said, we have 3 family birthdays in January. I just don't think I can do this. And I encourage you to flip your mindset and consider this thought. We can celebrate birthdays without cake. And that's just a new way of living. And it may not be that, I'm not saying don't make a cake for your child or don't make a cake for your husband. You can celebrate your child's birthday without cake, right? It's just a different way of thinking. All right. And thinking, actually, your mindset actually is hugely important in this. And so here's a few suggestions for your mindset that I want to give you. This is on my list of tips because this is just as important as your meal planning. Okay. So, we have to change how we think about food. First of all, you're no longer allowed to say the Whole30 is too hard and I can't do it. Stop telling yourself that. You're speaking words of defeat over yourself before you've even begun. Okay? If you don't know my story, I was addicted to soda, sugar, fast food. I had a big bowl of ice cream every night before bed. And when I don't use the word addiction lightly. Sugar is a very addictive food. And sugar is in so many things. Y'all, your pasta sauce. Look at if you buy jarred pasta sauce for your spaghetti, even the organic brands have sugar. There's one option at Costco that does not have sugar, so I've started getting that kind. It's in ketchup, it's in barbecue sauce, it's in a lot of things that you would not think it's in, but sugar is addicting. That's where I was. So if I can make these changes, you can too. I promise you, it's hard. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done. But when you go into January 2nd with the thought that this is too hard and I can't do it, you're setting yourself up for defeat before you even begin. So I don't want those words to come out of your mouth at all, okay? Don't say, I can't do it, this is too hard. Remind yourself that it's 30 days. So there's 2 different ways you could look at this. Oh my gosh, 30 days is so long. I could never go 30 days without sugar or bread or soda. Or instead, you could say, I can do anything for 30 days. God created me to do hard things. He created my body to heal itself. I can do anything for 30 days. It's only 30 days. So flip what you're saying in your head about 30 days, okay? Acknowledge your excuses. Like, just go ahead and get them out. If you need to journal it, if you need to like, well, but this or that, just acknowledge it. That's an excuse. And I'm not giving any more excuses. My health is too important to keep making excuses. If there's a phrase that is motivating for you, write it down. For me, that phrase is, do I want this food or do I want to feel good? When I realized how good I was feeling after I changed how I started eating, I didn't want to go back because I didn't like who I was. Food affects my mental health. Food affects how I feel around other people, how irritable I am, how bloated I am, my energy, my overall wellness, digestion, cognition. Food affects so many things. And when I realized it and saw it for myself, that was huge for me. So I still ask myself that 6 years later. Do I want this treat or do I want to feel good? And do I want to be the best version of myself? One tip before, if you know you have a birthday party coming up, or if you know you have some kind of party where there's going to be a lot of treats, and if you're the one hosting, it's okay to put out, the sweet. If you're like, I can't really have people over unless we have we're going to have birthday cake. Like, it's inevitable. There's going to be sugar. If that's the kind of thing there is, make sure you have options for yourself, whatever that looks like for you. I'm going to tell you, fill up on protein. So I used to carry a Ziploc bag full of nuts in my purse. I still do sometimes. I'll have it in my car. Now I use the Go Macro bars. And I have not looked at the ingredients in those to see if they're Whole30 approved, but the RX bars are another option. They don't have sugar in them. So carry an apple with you, but protein is kind of important. So if you can fill up on protein before you go to the birthday party or before you have people over or before you go out for coffee, that is going to help you not crave the sugar. Protein helps sugar cravings. So look at ways that you can fill up on other things before the cake comes out, so to speak. Okay, let's see. Grocery list, make your menu, shop before January 2nd, make a master list of meals for breakfast, lunch, snacks. When you get your fruit and vegetables home from the store, go ahead and chop it all up, put it in containers, stick it in the fridge so that when you need something, you can just pull it out. One of my favorite lunches, you may have seen the picture that I posted the other day on my social media. I will have either like salami or pepperoni, a handful of nuts, cut up apple, cut up cucumber, cut up sliced peppers. I can dip it in hummus. You can still have hummus. Ranch dressing is going to have sugar, so that's a no. It also has dairy in it. So find the things that you will eat and go ahead and cut them up and get them in the fridge so that when you're hungry, you don't have to prepare it all. So that makes it easier too. Let's see. Eating out is not impossible. I have found that it's gotten easier. With Whole30, it's very easy to just do a meat and a vegetable. Meat and a salad. And if you do a balsamic dressing, you can still have salad when you go out to eat. Now fast food is a challenge. So I don't recommend very much fast food. It's not good for you anyway, okay? But if you go to like a sit down restaurant, I often order a hamburger without a bun. I feel like I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Okay, I often get a hamburger without a bun, or I get some kind of grilled chicken, or I get a salad with grilled chicken on it, steak. Some places will let you do grilled chicken tenders instead of fried chicken tenders. So there really are a lot of options when you go out to eat. One of our favorites locally, we live in a tiny town, so we don't have many options. Aubrey's. Their sweet potato fries are my favorite. Oh my goodness, you guys. I never sneezed just once. This is who I am. I don't know. I just sneeze like 25 times whenever I sneeze. So we could be in for some more sneezes. I love their sweet potato fries, but they put sugar on them. So I just order sweet potato fries without sugar. Super easy. I can go to Starbucks, you guys. I get coffee. I usually get a latte sweetened with honey. And if I tell them sweeten with packets of honey and not their honey syrup, because any kind of syrup is going to have sugar in it, I am, now that I've been doing that for almost a year, I actually prefer it. I don't taste that chemical-y smell. I don't miss my old creamer at all. The whole food ingredients are so much better for you anyway, and they end up tasting better. So I get a latte. My friends, Michael and Heather, who are on this journey with me and have totally changed how they're eating, they do an almond milk latte. Now, I don't prefer the flavor of almond milk, but that's another option, especially on Whole30 since we're eliminating dairy. So you can ask for almond milk latte sweetened with packets of honey. That's what we say when we walk into Starbucks. And Dunkin' Donuts will do it too. Most places have honey. So, all right. Making a few freezer meals. If you know that you have a week in January, or if you are a working mom and you know I don't walk in the door till 5 o'clock, your crock pot, your Instant Pot, and making some freezer meals and planning ahead is going to be huge for you. And there are some meals you can do and stick in the freezer. So you could go to Pinterest and put in Whole30 freezer recipes. If you're on Instagram, look for the hashtag #IamWhole30. There are recipes and also people sharing their stories. Did you guys see those testimonies I shared the other day? Oh my gosh, people have had total life changes. All their aches and pains are gone. They're diseased. They don't have to take medication anymore. Things like Crohn's and arthritis are cleared up. I mean, it is unbelievable. My friend Heather, she's been off dairy for a long time, and she ate cheese the other day, and she said, I could tell the next day my knees were hurting. So dairy is inflammatory for her. You may find that dairy is not inflammatory for you. So that is the beauty of Whole30. I still eat that way 6-7 years later. I do have dairy. Dairy doesn't seem to bother me. But after the 30 days is up, reintroduce things one at a time. And all of this, if you need more specific details, it's all written out at Whole30.com or in that book I showed you. And you're going to find really quickly what still bothers you. Gluten is no for me. Sugar is no for me. Seed oils, you know, there are a lot of things, but if you try and implement, okay, you know, hey, if I have a little bit of cheese on my salad, it doesn't really bother me. So, but dairy can be inflammatory for a lot of people. Gluten and sugar for sure for me. So, search out, make your list of recipes, make your master list, make a menu plan. And we're also going to be sharing recipes in this group. And I think I want to do something like Menu Plan Monday or something where we share favorite recipes that we're trying as we go to help share those. So find your favorites and be prepared to share them with the group. Doing this with a group is so much better, you guys. So we have accountability. We share tips and support. We encourage each other. And so I'm super excited to start this with you guys in January, but it's so, so vital that you make a plan ahead of time. So I hope these tips have helped you. I think I went through all of them. My list looks like a bunch of scribbles. The main thing is to create a plan. If you go into January 2nd with no plan, it's going to be much, much harder on yourself and much easier to give up right away when you don't have something in your fridge to eat, right? So, all right. Thank you for hopping on here with me. And I'm going to download this and I'll probably send it in an email and try to type up my tips for those that don't have time to watch a video. I hope y'all have a great weekend and I will see you later.